Got the tropical forest entrance. Alright, I'm gonna go inside the tropical forest. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the doors here and check out the tropical forest. So over here is an indoor viewing for the western lowland gorillas. Yeah, so the gorillas do have a really nice indoor habitat for them. It's wonderful. Over here is the gorilla family tree. This is New England Saves Wildlife. Another side view of the indoor habitat for the gorillas. This is New England Conserves Gorillas. Got a ring-tailed lemur. Wow, another really impressive habitat. It's a very fantastic looking habitat. And there's a ring-tailed lemur. Got a second one. So ring-tailed lemurs are probably going to be the most well-known type of lemurs because they were featured in the Madagascar movies, because these animals are probably going to be called King Julian a lot by the little kids, because this is the type of lemur we see in Madagascar. There's a third ring-tailed lemur. One health connects us all. Madagascar, a biodiversity hotspot. It's got clouded leopard. Wow, this habitat looks impressive. The clouded leopard's up top taking a cat nap. It's cute. Really cute. Because you know, these cats like to hang out up high, usually in the trees or areas it's in right now. They do sometimes come to the ground. They don't spend all their time up in the trees, because they do spend a good portion of their time on the ground too. Another side view of the indoor habitat for the western lowland gorillas. Got cotton-top tamarin. These are super cute animals. I see two of them. Well, they're both in there snuggling together, looks like. Got pygmy hippopotamus. Wow, I like this habitat. It's got some water. Looks like he's up on land. Looks like he's kind of laying down that hay. Well, this is a secondary habitat for the pygmy hippo. It's got a really huge water area for him. And there's a second one that's also sleeping in here. So here we got African pygmy falcon. And according to the sign, it says that it's off habitat. It does not say why it's off habitat, but apparently it is. Because usually when an animal is off habitat, it does not say why it's off habitat. Got the slither in. Got Emperor Scorpion. Alright, so this is the habitat for the scorpion, but I do not see it anywhere, so it might be hidden really, really well. I looked through the whole habitat, and I also don't really see them in there anywhere. Got green anaconda. This looks like a fantastic habitat. He's in the water. It's a pretty big snake. Got blue baboon tarantula.
He's very active today.
He's right there.
What?
Moving around.
He's concerned.
Got Kenyan sand boa.
It's actually, I want you to...
So I do see it. It's actually
He's right there. His head is sticking
sand.
out.
You can see his head poking out.
No, his head is poking out of all that. Oh, I see.
Over here is the dry area for the green anaconda. The big squeeze.
Where they actually, they met.
Some color patterns. looks impressive. It's got Pato. Alright, so the kid pointed out, and it was actually up there. The Pato's in the back. There's actually a school group here today. Because even though it is the middle of August, it's actually the beginning of the school year here in Boston. There's also, I think, might be summer camps. Because it is still summer break for me. New England conserves ecosystem health. New England preserves biodiversity. Oh yeah, this looks very beautiful. Definitely makes you feel like you're in the rainforest. Awesome. Got saddle-billed stork. Alright, there's a saddle-billed stork. Also do see some ibis in there. So I'm guessing this is a free flight aviary, and I have not found a sign for the birds that are in here, but I'm guessing those might be sacred ibis. So there's a saddle-billed stork. Got giant anteater. Oh, there we go. There's the anteater. Looks very active today. Got those nice long fluffy tails. It looks like the anteater's got a good sized habitat. That's a cool animal. So hopefully I'll be able to find a sign and I'll know all the different birds that are in here. Yeah, so I think this might be the screen that tells me the birds. Got black-naped fruit dove. And tropical forest free flight birds and bats. Species survival plans. Hammered cop. Information about the hammered cop. Yellow-billed stork. Hadada ibis. Blue-bellied roller. Golden-breasted starling. Yellow rump cacique. And African straw-colored fruit bat. Yeah, so this is a free flight aviary going over a bridge. That's beautiful. Got this here. This is phenomenal. Got ball python. So I was looking for the snake, and I had to look up high, and the ball python is all the way up top there. All the way in the top. Got beard tapir. Oh, looks like the tapir's got a good sized habitat. Some water. So the tapir's all the way towards the right side of the habitat. I can see him wiggling his ears. And conservation across the equator. Got a Rewalking long-haired fruit bat. Trying to find it. Oh, I do see him. He's way up high there. That's what the top looks like. All the way up high looks like. We go down here and see what's in this area. It's on this little area where you can sit down. Got a really nice view of this big tank they got. A rainbow of life. The different fish they got. It's also got electric blue cichlid and electric yellow cichlid. Yeah, there's all the cichlids. So cichlids come in a variety of different colors, shapes, and sizes. And on the other side of the cichlid tank, it also gives you an underwater view of the pygmy hippos. You can see all the steps there. So the pygmy hippos right on the other side of this tank with all the cichlids. So it's also kind of an underwater viewing for the pygmy hippo. Environmental enrichment. Got dwarf crocodile. I love this habitat. And the croc is in the back. Yeah, he's all the way in the back, looks like. We've got cotton-top tamarin and two-toed sloth. Yeah, this looks like a fantastic habitat. I found the sloth. He's all the way up high sleeping in that bin. You can see his fur. I don't see the cotton-top tamarin anywhere, but I do remember seeing him in the other habitats, so luckily I don't have to worry about coming back here since I saw the tamarins in the other habitat. Zoo New England saves wildlife in Africa. Got DeBrazza's monkey. It looks like he's making some noises. It's kind of hard to hear because of the glass. Yeah, I guess in these glass might be soundproof. That's why I can't really hear the noises they're making in there. Got a second one. Ooh, scratching an itch. Looks like it's got an itch on his foot. And there's a third one in the back. So New England supports conservation, education, and research that will save species from extinction. Treasures of the tropical forest. Vanishing resources. This is pretty interesting. Get involved with Zoo New England. So Zoo New England is actually a company that operates the Franklin Park Zoo, and it also operates the Stone Zoo. So this zoo, the Franklin Park Zoo, is actually affiliated with the Stone Zoo. Zoo brains. Not all brains are built the same. And this is really cool. This whole little mural thing I'm showing you is actually a puzzle. It's got all these different animals on it. It must have taken a lot of work to make this puzzle. It's made of all tiny little puzzle pieces. So yeah, this is all a very, very big puzzle. Sorry about my reflection. You can kind of see the animals. The giraffe, an elephant. There's hyenas too. So it tells you the height of all the different animals. Alright, I'm back outside the tropical forest and I'm going to continue my way through the zoo. This looks pretty fantastic here. Work in progress. It's a nice little garden here. So I'm showing you the map again so you can see where I am. So I just came out of the tropical forest, so I'm right over here. So there's actually two different ways, so I'm probably going to head down this trail towards the animals here and then backtrack down the trail to the orange section called the Kalahari Kingdom, and then that'll take me back to the front. And apparently this area of the zoo, the African experience, is closed off because that's where they're going to build a new penguin habitat and the new area for all the other animals. Oh wow, this looks pretty cool. Got all these other really gorgeous displays. This looks awesome. I'm gonna go through here.
The leader, where's the pony? So as long as you're right, I have to wear it.
So even though they do look very gorgeous during the daytime, they're going to be much prettier once they are lit up at night. And that's pretty cool. Guessing these might be like some sort of type of dogs. It's awesome. Alright, so over here is an outdoor habitat for the birds to appear. Got a nice sprinkler going into the water area. Yeah, so it looks like the tapir chose to be inside today because it is completely up to the animals if they want to be outside or inside. But I don't blame the animals because I do understand it is a little hot out today. It's definitely way cooler inside than it is out here. Because they never force the animals to come out. They always leave it up to the animals whether they want to come outside or if they want to stay inside. Especially whether if it's hot outside during the summertime or if it's very cold during the winter time. Oh wow, now this looks awesome. Ooh, got a snake and some spiders. Wowee. Ooh, some snow leopards. I absolutely love snow leopards. Guessing this must be the Himalayas. I'm guessing those are ibex. Alright, so I decided I'm definitely gonna have to check this out later because this must be super gorgeous at nighttime. I have been to a lantern festival before, I believe at one of the zoos I went to in Utah on my last road trip in spring. Meaning that if I do the Boston Lights here, it will be my second lantern festival tour. It says the zoo closes at 5 p.m. but then it reopens at 6 p.m. and then the Boston Lights are open from 6 p.m. to 10:30. Ooh, looks like there's some llamas. This is pretty cool. Ooh, looks like a yak. Yeah, that's a yak. It's very cool. Yakety yak. For people who usually drink yak milk. This is pretty awesome. Alright, so over here is the giraffe entrance to the zoo. They have two different entrances. So I decided to go through the zebra entrance. Because all these are more gorgeous looking displays. Oh boy, we got African painted dog. And there they are. Wow, they are super cute. One of them just laid down. Oh, and they just laid down. I always love seeing the African painted dogs. They always remind me of my puppy dogs back home. They look very, very soft too. Looks like they got a very wonderful habitat. Plenty of space. So now that I've seen the painted dogs and the outdoor habitat for the tapir, now I'm going to backtrack in this direction and make my way toward the Kalahari Kingdom. Now going back past these displays, back past the llamas, the yak. Yeah, these are going to look super beautiful once they are lit up at nighttime. They still look very, very gorgeous even during the daytime. Now going back past the birds tapir habitat. So I'm showing you the map again so you can see where I am. So I'm back over here where I exited the tropical forest. So now that I've seen the African painted dogs, I'm now gonna head down this trail to the Kalahari Kingdom and check out the camels. It looks like they also got a hyena and also lions, and then they'll take me right back to the front Only a couple animals that I missed. I know one of them was the giraffes. I definitely remember I didn't see the giraffes. And I also do want to get some better views of some of the animals that were out earlier, but gonna have to see what happens. Oh, wow, this looks gorgeous. Some flowers. Ooh. Wow, that looks like a giant peacock. Some deer. Guessing those might be cheat-tailed deer, which are a type of deer that live in Asia. Oh, that looks cool. I'm gonna go through that there. I'm about to go through here. Oh, that's cool. Get all these lanterns. So just like with the other Lantern Festival tour I have from my spring road trip, I also will be doing a separate tour of the Boston Lights. So the Boston Lights and the actual zoo tour are going to be separate. Kind of like with the other Lantern Festival I did on my other road trip. Ooh, this looks cool. Ooh, looks like those are... I think those are Przewalski's horses. Yeah, I think that's what those are. Ooh, some elephants. You can tell those are Asian elephants. And the red panda. Wowee. I'm suddenly very excited for this. Ooh, got a clouded leopard. This is gonna look so awesome when it's nighttime. Ooh, a pheasant. Really cool. So over here are all the different zodiac animals. Got the pig, the dog, the rooster, the monkey, the goat, the horse. It's the year of the snake. Ooh, the year of the dragon. Rabbit. It's the year of the tiger. An ox. And the year of the rat. Which is also my birth year because I was born on the year of the rat. Wow, got this cool dragon. Ooh, some pandas. So I got to see the giant pandas at the Smithsonian's National Zoo as well as at the San Diego Zoo on my other road trip I did earlier this year at the end of spring in May. Alright, we got Bactria and camel. I do see the two camels both laying down together. Hi camels! How are you today? They're such gorgeous animals. Yeah, you know you are very gorgeous animals. Super cool. And some people believe that their humps actually have water in them. However, that is not the case because their humps actually store fat in them. And usually in order to store fat in their humps, they usually have to eat and drink to store fat in them. And the camels looks like they have a good sized habitat. Ooh, it's a nice little violin. Well, this looks very awesome. It's called the Lion Dance. So I'm showing you the map again so you can see where I am. So I just saw the camel, so now I'm probably gonna check out this animal. Looks like some type of crane, and do the rest of the Kalahari Kingdom, and then I will do my rewalk. Oh, this looks gorgeous. Also got a little fried dough, but it doesn't look like it's open. It's possible it might be open during the Boston Lights tonight. At the Kalahari Outpost. I actually just had a drink here a minute ago. So this habitat, we got lowland Nyala and red river hog. Oh, this looks like a good size habitat for them. I'm just gonna have to try and find them. Right next to the Nyala and Red River Hog are these gorgeous lanterns hanging down. Alright, so to the other side of the habitat, I found the Nyala. So that's the male because he's got the big horns. Do you see 3 of the Red River Hogs up close? Right up by the fence. All sleeping together. This one's kind of like moving his... Oh, he stopped moving his tail. I'm still going. Guess he must be having a dream about something. We got the 2 of them over here. Got Cory Bustard. So they got a good sized habitat. Got one all the way down there. Got another one that's right there. And there's a 3rd Cory Bustard down there. Got a really nice look at the Nyala from over here. Oh, this looks cool. Got African spurred tortoise. This looks like a very cool habitat. Alright, so it does not look like the tortoise is out yet. So it does have access to go inside if he wants to, so I'll stop by here later on my rewalk. Got African lion. Oh, this habitat looks pretty cool. So the lion is actually over there. Don't know if it'll show up because of all the reflection, but there's another side viewing, so hopefully on the other side there won't be as much reflection as there is over here. So I went over to the side, and you can kind of see the male there. It's the male lion. So it says that they only have 1 lion. And it says that the 2nd lion here had passed away in 2023. Looks like the lion is a very impressive habitat. So that's what I really like about the zoo, is that all the habitats are really wide and very spread out and very beautifully designed. Another side viewing for the lions. Looks impressive. Got a really nice look at the lions over here. Another side view of the lions.
Look here. Look front.
Here, I'm gonna follow the sign to the spotted hyena. Alright, spotted hyena. Alright, this is the spotted hyena habitat. Let's see if I can find the hyena. Alright, so it does not look like the spotted hyena is out at the moment. I do see a worker there, so it's possible the hyena is in here hiding somewhere. But I will definitely stop by here later on my rewalk. Alright, so I actually just saw the spotted hyena moving around. Oh yeah, there's the hyena. Wow, that's cool. I absolutely love seeing the hyenas. Yeah, he's all the way to the side there getting some food from the keeper. That's pretty cool. Looks like he's getting food from the keeper. Oh, here he comes. I do love seeing the hyenas. Very, very cute animals. I'm very glad I got to see the hyena today. Oh, this looks cool. Guessing these must be fossils. Yeah, I can see there's a reproduction of an impala carcass in the tree there. Obviously that's not real, that's actually a reproduction.
That's like jaguars too.
Looks like these are some elephant tusks here. Alright, so I just saw the lions in Kalahari Kingdom and the hyenas. So it turns out I actually went in the opposite direction. That's okay, because I still got to see the animals. Ooh, these look cool. Some drums. Ooh, a chameleon and an iguana. You can hear the lion roaring in the back. Ooh, it's an ostrich. This is actually not part of the Lantern Festival. This is actually part of the zoo. See in the back there is where they usually have all the different animals from Africa. So they have the ostrich, wildebeest, and zebras. It's also where they're gonna have that's where they're gonna have the new African penguin exhibit. Okay, so as I exited from the Kalahari Kingdom, it actually took me right back to the wattled crane habitat. Alright, so I've completed my full and initial walkthrough of the Franklin Park Zoo. It's actually a very, very nice zoo. I really, really loved it. So it's sort of a medium or mid-sized zoo, so now I'm going to try and do a rewalk and hopefully see the animals that were not out the first time. I think there were only I believe there was like 2 or 3 different animals that were not out. So remember there was I do remember there was a giraffe. I definitely remember seeing the giraffes were not out, and also the African spurred tortoise. And I also do want to try and get some better views of some of the animals that were not out the first time. So I'm going to go do my rewalk real quick and then see what I'll see. Yeah, as I'm making my way towards the front, got these really cool decorations. Looks like these are poison dart frogs. Well, that's cool. Now going back past the barnyard. Yeah, this is gonna look very, very gorgeous once it's lit up at night, but it's still very beautiful in the daytime. So I came back to the red panda, hoping to see if he was gonna be moving around. You can see he's not in the tree anymore, but now I don't really see the red panda anymore. You can see the Reeves muntjac now is laying down.
Alright, go ahead. Go into that. Stand under that for a second.
Where's the red panda?
So I'm back at the farmyard. Looks like the Dexter cattle's back inside. Get a much closer look at it. Eating some hay. Looks like the guinea hog is back inside laying down. Oh, going back outside. Oh, maybe not. Get a drink of water. Alright, so it looks like the farmhouse cafe is now open. Probably not gonna get anything to eat here today because I do not feel too hungry yet. I'm back at the wattled cranes. Ooh, looks like the crane's going in the water. So luckily that green stuff is not a sign of decay. So luckily that green stuff actually means the ecosystem is healthy. So luckily it is not bad for the cranes. Ooh, really close. Got the younger one in the water. Guess it must be mother, father, and baby. Or not really a baby anymore because it looks like he's grown. So it's sort of more of an adolescent or a juvenile. That's pretty awesome. Alright, so I'm back at the giraffe and I see the giraffe is out now. That's really cool. Staying in the shade. But apparently I don't see the Somali wild ass. I'm gonna go try find it. Or them. Don't know if they have more than one or just one. Because all I see is the giraffe. Another side look at the habitat with the 2 animals. Still looking for the Somali wild ass. Got these nice little panda cubs on bikes. It's really cool. You actually go stand all those little things there, and once you start pedaling, I think the pandas start to pedal. Same thing with these displays, where you basically turn the little handle there and it'll start to make the thing here move, I believe. There's another photo opportunity with a red panda, jellyfish, and a snow leopard. Alright, so I'm all the way on the other side of the giraffe habitat. I only see the giraffe, and I apparently do not see the Somali wild donkey anywhere. So like I said, it can be called different things. So that's what they look like right there. So I'm going to call this a no-go for today because I just don't see it. Since these are critically endangered animals. I'm going back past this really large playground. Back through this area. It's going to look very, very beautiful when it's lit up. It's like these are jellyfish. Yeah, these are some sea critters, some fish here. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Got a close look at the emu. We got a closer look at the red-necked wallaby. Yeah, so this is a wallaby because it looks way smaller than a kangaroo. Because wallabies are smaller than kangaroos, so that's how you can tell the difference between wallabies and kangaroos. I do see the western gray kangaroo still laying down, but looks like he moved.
Is there an emu?
Yeah, he was laying down earlier, but he was in the habitat that had the wallaby, but looks like he's moved. He's on the other side of the fence, looks like. Alright, so another animal that was not out this morning was the northern brown kiwi. Looks like he just came out. That looks like a cool bird. Looks like he's kind of digging at something. We got these really cool displays. Ooh, looks like it's a bubble machine. Yeah, I'm guessing this machine here blows bubbles. Fish. That's pretty cool. Let's go through here. This is pretty beautiful. It's gonna look very, very pretty once it's lit up at night, but it's also very, very beautiful in the daytime. Back at the ring-tailed lemurs, looks like they've moved a little. Before they were up in the trees, it looks like they're on the ground. My first walkthrough, I'm trying to remember if there was either 2 ring-tailed lemurs or if there was 3. Don't know for sure. I think there was 3 ring-tailed lemurs before, but now I only see 2, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because even though I was at this habitat earlier, sometimes I have trouble remembering how many animals I saw the first walkthrough, because it's just so hot today, and sometimes, you know, I basically have trouble remembering things on a hot day. Alright, so I'm back at the clouded leopard, and he's walking around on the ground. Super cute. Because like I said, the clouded leopards don't always spend all their time up high in the trees, because they still do come to the ground. It's just getting a drink. Sort of on the corner there. That's a gorgeous kitty cat. And one more video of the cotton-top tamarins. There's 2 of them in here. They're cute animals. I do love seeing the tamarins. And one more look at the pygmy hippopotamus. Looks like it's in the exact same spot he was in earlier. Still sleeping in that hay. The second one's also sleeping in the same spot it was earlier. So kind of like with the Nile hippopotamus, the pygmy hippos also, I don't think, spend all their time in the water. They still do come up on land sometimes. So I know with the Nile hippopotamus, they usually come up out of the water at nighttime, stay in the river all day. Alright, so I'm back through this area of the tropical forest, but the reason why I'm back is because they actually have all these birds, because this is a free flight aviary. But apparently I don't see any of the birds in here. But I do remember the first time coming through here, there was a couple ibis in here, the saddle-billed stork. So yeah, you can see there's one right there. That's the Hadada ibis. And there's the saddle-billed stork. Alright, so it looks like the bear appears in the same spot he was in earlier. So like I said, it is totally up to the animals if they want to be outside or inside. Like I said, it's pretty hot outside today, so it's definitely way cooler in here. Alright, so the dwarf crocodile has moved. Before it was all the way in the back. Now it's moved up to the front here. I can see the cotton-top tamarins are in here now with the sloth. So actually I think these might be two different tamarins, and these are not the ones from earlier. As these are in the same habitat with the two-toed sloth. I'm going back through all these lanterns, or this lantern tunnel. And just as a reminder, the Boston Lights tour is going to be a completely separate tour. So the Franklin Park Zoo and Boston Lights are going to be two separate tours. Even though they're at the same location, they are going to be separate tours from each other. Going back past this area, it's got the elephants, and the clouded leopards, and the red panda. So I'm pretty sure this might be an Asian lantern festival. It seems like most of the displays here feature animals from Asia, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know it had the Asian elephants and the red pandas. And several different Chinese animals, looks like. These are all the different zodiac animals of China. The dragon. So I think at the last Lantern Festival I did at the zoo in Utah, I think that mainly had animals from all around the world. I believe it was at the Hogle Zoo in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm back at the back, treeing camels. Still in the same spot they were in before, but looks like the one up close is laying down on its side. I do love seeing the camels. Alright, so back at the Nyala and Red River Hog habitat. Looks like they're all standing up and walking around. You can see the Red River Hogs look pretty active. Before they were all laying down. I remember the Red River Hogs were kind of sleeping together, but looks like they're all rested up. Nyala looks like he's eating some hay. There's all the Red River Hogs. It's like there's 3 of them. Alright, so another animal that was not out earlier was the African spurred tortoise. It looks like the tortoise is still inside apparently, because I just don't see it right now. So this is what they look like right here. So I'm going to say this is a no-go for today. So it looks like the African lion moved a little. He was actually just roaring earlier. It looks like he stopped. It's like he's lying around. I know that was a bad joke, but I couldn't help it. Back over by the spotted hyena habitat. Even though I got a really great view of him from before, I did want to come see him one more time, but now I don't see him anymore. But that's okay, because like I said, I got a very fantastic view of him earlier. I know earlier the worker came by and looks like the worker was giving him food. That's probably why he came out. Now that he's had his food, he went back somewhere. Alright everybody, that's going to complete my visit to the Franklin Park Zoo in Boston, Massachusetts. This was a very fun zoo. I really loved it because like I said, they got the Lantern Festival called the Boston Lights tonight. So now I'm probably going to go head back to my hotel and charge my batteries for tonight. And so like I said, the zoo closes at 5 p.m. but then it reopens at 6 p.m. for the Boston Lights. So I'm excited for the Boston Lights. So yeah, I'm very excited for it because it looks like they have a lot of beautiful displays here. Only animals I don't think I saw today were I believe there was the African spurred tortoise and the Somali wild ass along with the giraffes. But luckily the giraffes were out and I still saw everything else that was on habitat. So this was a very fun zoo. I enjoyed it. All the habitats are very wide and spread out. I really enjoyed it. It was a very fun zoo. This zoo is AZA accredited and it was very fun. I'm very glad I got to come back here. The habitats are super beautiful and widespread like I said, because luckily, as you probably know, a long time ago where some zoos had the zoos in the past where they used to use those smaller cage-like habitats. Luckily those habitats are a thing of the past now because those habitats didn't have enough space for the animals and it was just not fun for them. But now they use much more widespread habitats that are much more beautiful and more homey for the animals, and now the animals have much more space for them. So this zoo has very impressive habitats and I really enjoyed it a lot. And luckily the good thing about today is that there wasn't a lot of people today because it was a Monday, and since it was a Monday that means it's a weekday, so luckily there was not a lot of people today. So this was a very fun day. The weather was really beautiful. Leave some comments down below what was your favorite animal that I saw today. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. I go to zoos and aquariums across the United States. I upload new videos every Saturday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you do like zoos and aquariums like me, be sure you click the little icon button there. It'll take you right to my channel. So thank you so much for watching this video and I will see you again next time. Bye.